house, baby. Now I'm reading today. Not really reading, but just wanted to talk to y'all real quick. I'm low on energy. I just did a OnlyFans live, so go check that out. Go and join. All right. Memberships I'll be getting to you soon on YouTube and YouTube itself. The free videos, I'll be doing those. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, I got a lot of exciting things coming up. I got new furniture arriving. I got a party, a meet and greet. I thought I would give you a little sneak peek of my meet and greet decoration. I already gave OnlyFans the lowdown, but I'm gonna give y'all like a little peek. By the way, there's 2 spots that became available today because those people didn't get back to me in time and sign the forms, and I gave them heads up that there's a deadline. They didn't sign, so therefore those 2 spots are available as of right now. They fill very fast, so if you want one of those 2 spots, you better get it because they sell fast. I just had to fill a spot the other day for another one, and that got filled just like that, and I had to take the post down. So if you want that spot, let me know. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. The exact location is sent a day before the event. The party's on January 17th from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. And there's 2 spots. If you want those spots, email me at TYLERS, as in Sam, Tarot, TAROT at gmail.com. Once again, it's TYLERS, TAROT at gmail.com. If you want to have an all-nighter with Tyler, right here at my home. All right. But there is an NDA you'll sign and an injuries form you'll sign, and also a damage waiver that you'll sign. So there is, but that's just a precaution. More than likely, nothing will happen to make you have to kind of fulfill that, what you sign. But I always want to cover myself. And I'm very excited about it. Can y'all hear me and see me? One second, actually. Okay. But yes. And it's by the way, it's $249 for the spot. I forgot to tell that part. It's $249 for that spot. I already got the gifts for everybody. I got the gift bags. I don't have them yet, actually. They're coming on the 13th, I believe. So I have all that getting ready to pop off. And I'm really excited. A little nervous, but exciting, you know. Mango will be at the all-nighter. You will be able to meet Mango. But I advise you to not stick your finger near the cage because he will bite you if he doesn't know you. Yeah, I had an injury waiver for my party. It even includes if you die at my party, you can't come back saying, "Todd, I need money because I'm dead." Don't come back to me from the afterlife saying, "Well, in the court of spiritual opinion, or in the court of the spiritual other side, I need money, all right, for damages. I'm over here on the other side. My family don't have access to me no more. Todd, I'm going to have to take you to the spiritual courts." I got injuries, slips, falls, all that covered, even death. So, in the waiver. I will be going live during the party because I'll be doing an almost personal at the party. So there are those people that want to be on camera, they're going to be in the background. So, we don't have, this ain't that type of party. This ain't that type of party. The likelihood of, okay, first of all, I don't do Diddy type shit, first and foremost. And secondly, the likelihood of me fucking you is 0 to none. All right? For me to want to fuck you, I have to be interested, and I don't get interested in anybody. All right? It takes a lot for me to be interested in fucking you. So the likelihood of you fucking me is very slim to none. And sorry for the language, but let's go there. Because I'm so tired of people saying, "Oh, Diddy party." It ain't that type. Actually, I ain't fucked a subscriber, and I don't plan to fuck a subscriber anytime soon. All right? Although there was, that's a whole nother story, but that wasn't nothing like that. So that was a whole nother scenario, okay? But but the likelihood of you getting to fuck me is slim to none. All right? So let's just put that out there. You got a better chance of Bigfoot making a sighting than you getting to screw me. Not that you want to, but I'm just going to address it because I'm so tired of that Diddy party thing they keep putting on my shit. All right? You know what's so funny? I like that people want to fuck me, but I don't want to fuck them. Does that make sense? If you don't like nasty language, don't be on here. That's all, I don't care what your grandma thinks about. If you got me playing in the kitchen on the kitchen TV and your grandmama's sitting up in there, tell her to go sit somewhere in her room and put on some headphones or something. Or put in some earplugs. Well, tell her my baby's watching or my kids watching. Well, tell them to go to bed. It's too late. It's too late. Go to bed. All right. So if you want to know my type, actually my type is on OnlyFans. I talk about my sex life, uh, all kinds of nasty sexual things. So go over there and all the answers are over there. What my type is, everything. So yeah. Yeah, go to bed in the words of Mango. Exactly. Mm. But yeah, so please stop with that Diddy party shit because there ain't nothing like that going on at what Tyler's doing. So because actually Rachel's been to my parties. Most people, a lot of people have been to my parties. We just hang out, we talk. I make sure I talk to every single person. Um, I make sure I talk to every single person. I address you. I have a conversation with you. So, but there is now 2 spots available for the all nighter. I can have as many as 20. I could probably do more, but I don't feel like dealing with over 20 people. So I like to make it more secluded, I guess you could say. But there's 2 spots that became available. There's 18 people still coming. I had to fill a spot the other day. I filled it pretty fast. I had to take the post down because it filled just like that. But if you want one of those 2 spots, let me know at tylerstarot@gmail.com. My email is also in the description of this channel or in the about me section or in the I forget what it is, but it's there and you can. It's $249 for the spot, and you have to sign a waiver and NDA. And so if you want that spot, it's in Atlanta, Georgia, on January 17th from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, that's true. Yes, it is fun, says Rachel. Rachel's been twice. Tyler makes no money off the party. That is very true because he gives you more than you would pay to attend. That's right. I don't make any profit off of these. The reason why I started charging for the spots, because when I had it for free, people would cancel the day before. And so I noticed that when I started charging, all of a sudden, people were showing up and not canceling as much. Your place is huge. Do you fear ghosts? No. I actually encourage them bitches to be here. All right? Because I'm a lonely whore. And I like to have a bitch walk around every now and then that's not here. I'd rather live with a ghost than an actual human being. I encourage them motherfuckers to show up and show out. I actually have talks if they're there. We have talks. They don't talk back, but I talk to them and say, look, I don't want to see you, but if you want to be here, I don't mind. I always comply with the ghost. They comply with me. They know my boundaries. Don't come into my room. Don't come up in my room. So I like them bitches because I'm a lonely fucking whore. And so I need the company. All right. And that's the thing. Delia Deets, yeah, Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice Part 2. That's how you do a sequel to a good movie like that. That's how you do a sequel. I was so impressed with Beetlejuice 2. You know what else shocked me that I liked it? Freaky Friday 2. That's how the fuck you come back 20 years plus later and do a damn sequel. That's how you do it. Hocus Pocus 2, what the fuck was y'all thinking? What was y'all smoking in the writing room? What the were you doing to ruin? You didn't ruin it. But why do such a tragic follow-up to such a classic fucking film? Are you stupid? Anyway, let's not go on about that. Let's see. Yeah, I just did a OnlyFans read. So will you ever do a meet and greet again? I regret not catching you in Arlington, Texas at the Science Center. I got to hold the snake there. And for the woman that let me use that building, thank you so much. And I hope Pattern is still doing good. She let me hold the snake, and I think I was more enamored with the snakes than the meet and greet. That's why I know I love the meet and greet. But after everybody left, she says, do you want to hold the snakes? I said, yes. And she brought out this yellow corn snake named Pattern. And I wonder how Pattern's doing. So if that woman could come forward and to confirm if Pattern's doing all right. Pattern the corn snake. He was such a cool snake. It actually made me want a snake even more. So I never go to the Bay Area. I did 2 meet and greets in California. I did one in Berkeley and I did one in LA. I am not a fan of California, so you don't expect me back there anytime soon. So I did hear about Venezuela. I did hear about Venezuela. That's yeah. I did hear about Venezuela. People getting stuck down there or something. I heard something about somebody getting or people getting stuck. So who gives a fuck? But that's what I heard. Actually, I do have pictures of me holding a snake. I do. It's in my meet and greet video. What's hard to believe that I held a snake? What's so scary about a snake? What? Because the Bible said they're supposed to be scary, or people have irrational fears of them? Is that why it's so hard to believe that I held a snake? I would hold up a Burmese python if I had the chance. So, like, so where's Mango? He's asleep. He's asleep. I was born in the snake year. I was 1989. I've held other type of snakes. I hold the python. I've held a garter snake before. I've held a corn snake. Snakes is not a problem for me. What my fear is actually bugs. I'm afraid of bugs. I'm afraid of any type of bug, butterflies, a roach. Terrified. I can't even say the name roach without like cringing. Y'all know what my fear is, and it's definitely bugs. So okay. So I'm excited about this meet and greet, y'all. I'm excited. I'm turned up tonight. I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek of what a decoration I have. You want to see the sneak peek? Who wants to see the sneak peek? All right. One second. This is Mango. Are you okay? Because you've been hella quiet. Let me make sure. Oh, he's fine. He all right. He's in his little hiding place. He stays on top of it. Sometimes he sleeps on his back, but here recently he's been sleeping on his stomach. Let's see. Where's my 1 second. Yeah, he sleeps on his back. Sure does. It's been times where people thought he was dead, and my mom had to say, "No, look, he's alive. He just likes to sleep on his back." Here we go. You met me in Arlington, Texas, and you were so in awe of me. I only said hello. Well, I thank you for coming out there. 300, almost 300 people showed up. We had to shut the parking lot down. It was so packed. Y'all packed the house. Y'all packed the motherfucker. And Texas showed the fuck out. We only printed 100 photos to sign. She even asked me, I think her name was Empress or Summer. She said, should we print more? I said, I wouldn't print more than 100. I said, ain't nobody gonna show out barely. They showed up to where I ran out of photos. I ran out of photos. And the lady comes in, she said, if you don't stop right now, if we don't close the gates and close the parking lot, she says, you'll be here to at least like 9, 10, 11 at night. And it was only like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So y'all showed up, Texas, and I always will love you for that. I don't really like your state that much because it's really annoying, but I really enjoyed y'all's love y'all gave me. Thank you. So here it is. Okay, it doesn't look as cool because the music, it syncs to the music. So the music's not on, so I can't play the music because of copyright, obviously. But that is pretty freaking cool. Got the fireplace going. I love it. So cool. There's 20 people coming, but 2 people didn't sign their forms in time, and I gave them ample warning, and I gave them a deadline. They still didn't sign. The deadline was at 12 a.m. actually right now. So those 2 spots are officially available. So if you want those spots, email me at tylerstarot@gmail.com. If you can be in Atlanta, Georgia on January 17th from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you want that spot, get them while they're available. All right. Thank you for the 5, Mr. Slideaway. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, there is a how much square feet is your home? Your home is beautiful. It is 9,000 square feet. It is 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, 9 toilets, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, a game room. I can't talk about that room because that's a room that I can't talk about. And then I got an exercise room, which you can tell I don't exercise. It's 3 floors. It's got an elevator. It needs an elevator because it's too big for its own good. At first, I thought the elevator was more of a novelty. I said, that's a novelty, but it's cool to brag about. No, you need it because to get around this bitch, you're gonna need an elevator. Look at them steps. If you're somebody, look at this. That's why the elevator is not a novelty. Yeah. Can you show us the kitchens? Okay. Well, here's the first kitchen. It's a mess because the Christmas stuff is still up. So please don't judge it. I got to clean it up, and I don't like to clean, but there's kitchen. Look at the Christmas. It looks a mess. I'll just show you the essentials. This is my Graceland, AKA Elvis kitchen. It's got the Elvis feel, and I've thought about remodeling it, but I may keep its charm. It's got a what do you call it? Dishwasher, ice machine, food warmer. It's got the freezers, it's got the refrigerator, wine cellar. I've showed y'all this. And my mama got me the first bottle of wine. I think it was my mama that got me this. Or somebody did. No, I got 2 bottles. Well, that's not wine, that's just juice. But I know, okay, it's got the cool wallpaper of the different alcohol names. It's got the gate. Excuse that mess, but as you can see, this place is fucking a facility. Actually, I ain't gonna take the elevator. I'll show you the other kitchen by taking the steps. Let's go up these big motherfuckers. Now, the furniture's not here yet. It's all due for mid-January, so please don't judge me. How beautiful. Here we go. And here's the second messy kitchen with trash everywhere. Here's the refrigerators built into the thing. Oh, don't show that. Old food, freezers. I don't want to show that room. And then you got, so this is the second kitchen. And there's 6 fireplaces in this house. I love when people send me reads. Please send me reads. Look at that. Watch how high you go. You fall from this bitch, you breaking a neck or a dead one. Look. Here's the third floor with all these rooms. There's 4 rooms up here. I'm not gonna show them all, but I'm breathing heavy, so I'm kind of fat, but yeah. You'll get lost in this bitch. Yes, I live alone in this big ass house. But the beauty of this house is every one of my family members have their own wing. They have their own wing. My brother has his wing downstairs. My mama has her own wing of the house. I have my own wing. My sister and her kids have their own wing. My aunt has her own space. So everybody's pretty much got a place of their own here. So when they get here, it's like their own mini apartment. And y'all know my favorite feature, but so it says only one adult at a time. No children may ride the elevator without an adult. Thank you, but this is the elevator. It's not to the floor yet, but that's that. There's my office space. I got 2 offices in this house. One's down there, I haven't shown you. I have a library. Let's see. This is 9,000 square feet. And for you ones that are day one Tyler Terrell watchers, you know I always said I would own a house so big that you have to use walkie-talkies to communicate with people in the house. I think I've achieved that. I think I've achieved that. I can't wait to get furniture. I do have a pool. I'm actually going to show you. Here's my library. I got 2 books in it now. Are you proud of me? 2 books already. Let's see. I can't wait to get furniture. It's going to really bring it to life. I'd love to be on TV. Here's my dining room. And get this, the damn chandelier comes down from the ceiling. Watch this. See? Watch. I don't want to mess with it. I'm so afraid of breaking it, but this comes down so you can change the lights, right? That comes down from the ceiling, and you come to this. I've actually used it. It does come down, but I don't want to mess with it. But you turn this, and the bitch comes down from the ceiling so you can change the light bulbs. This bitch, the monster. So, yes, there's speakers in all of the rooms in the house. That's what's great for the parties. There's speakers everywhere in this house. Look, every room has them. Right there. They're everywhere. They're outside, they're on the balcony, they're everywhere. Everywhere in this house has speakers. Look. Watch. I am not married, I am single. See? Even the dining room has speakers. I love this place. Let's go back down, but look at that. Look at that foyer. Look. Here's my room. Y'all have seen it a million times. I always wanted one of these in the house. I finally got one. You know how in those games or in movies you see that place where you can put the picture and you have the highlight? Look, I got it now. But I put the evil queen with the poison apple hand right there because I love villains. I love freaky, weird villains. I always like the villain and never the heroine. Y'all know me. Here's my room. And I love the mood lighting. One second. Chandelier off. Let's look at the mood lighting. Look at that. Love it. Love it. I get curtains on the 6th. I think, no. I get curtains on the 6th, I think. Y'all have seen this a million times in the master bedroom. You've seen the two closets, the two toilets, the two of everything. So this would have been a perfect house for a married couple, and because it has a two of everything in this bathroom. You got two toilets on each side, one on each side. You got two mirrors. You even got a his and hers closet. Here's the hers walk-in closet with the shoe rack and me and my underwear, of course. And then you got the shoe rack. Then you got the vanity mirror right here. Okay. Then you got the his closet over here. Of course, his would be smaller. He gets a little bit of, something, but not like the woman has. So then you got his toilet. Then you got hers toilet. Then you got where y'all can get in the thing together. You got the massage mode. You got the lights. Then you can turn on if you're having a date night. You know what, honey, let's have candlelight bathtub moment. There you go. You know what? Let's get in the shower together. Okay. We got our own spouse. Yeah. I love this place. Look at that. I ain't turning that one on. That's too much water wastage, but you get the point. So, yeah. I don't have a bidet. I'd love a bidet, but I don't have one. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm a single person. I've thought about turning that toilet into a bidet. I have. So don't count it out. I could replace that because it's just me. I'll be single probably for the rest of my life. So therefore, I think I might put a bidet where this toilet is because I have a toilet over here already. This has two toilets in it. So I thought about replacing this one with a bidet. So my bathroom's a mess. Jesus. A hot ass mess. Hot mess. I may change the wallpaper in here. I agree with some of y'all on that. Look at my chapped lips. I might change the wallpaper. I may do like a white or a beige, who knows? But I love the waterfall effect of the, look at that. A lights out. My house is only 19 years old. 19 years old. It has old elements that make you think it's built older, but no, it's younger than all of y'all. I have a balcony in my bedroom. I'll show you my balcony, and you can try to pop up if you want to. There's a lot of security here. You won't get very far. I'm scared to go out there because of the bugs, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. I'm doing it for the gram, all right? Ooh. There's a bird nest in my... I'm gonna show y'all the pool in a second with the light on. I can change the colors. I'm cool. Ooh, God. Oh, I'm not showing much. I love this place. Let's go back in. Let's go back in. Let's see. Why am I single? On OnlyFans, I talk about it all. You'll know exactly why. It's not me really even trying to sell you OnlyFans, but I'm way more personal over there. I talk about my sex life, type of sex I like, nasty things, really kind of scandalous things, if you ask me. Only thing I don't mention is names, but I go in on everything else. All right. I will show you the laundry rooms. I ain't worried about that right now. Get this, folks. When I first moved in, I couldn't figure out what the fuck these holes were in my floors, right? Look at this, okay. I'm like, what the fuck is that, right? You ever heard of a central vacuum? This is how you know you live in a mansion. So, for you lazy ones, you're like, damn, I gotta go get the dustpan to sweep the dirt into the dustpan. No, not here. You take your foot. It don't work right now because I have to buy a new part for it. And you sweep the dirt inside of that. And it sucks it up in there. I'm assuming that that's what it has to be for because it's in the kitchen downstairs too. It's a central vacuum. And down here it has it too. Watch. Excuse my messy ass kitchen. I got so much cleaning to do. Look. This is for you to, when you don't have to get down, you take your foot and click it, and that turns on where you can sweep the dirt inside there, and it goes to the canister in the central vacuum canister. Yeah. I'm like, why is there holes in my cabinets? Because I have a central vacuum in my Vegas house. I still own that house. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it dawned on me, I'm like, that's for the damn central vacuum. That way you don't have to bend down and put it in the dustpan. You just sweep it up in there. And I thought that was pretty cool. Got my whole, let's see. Look at the designs it does. Wait, and you should see how it syncs to the music. This does. It syncs to the music. I can't play music, obviously, because of copyright, but it syncs to music and it matches the music. I want to show you my cool lights. Fireplace. The stuff I do for y'all. To show y'all this crazy shit. Let's see. All right. Let me go. Oh shit, I gotta turn it on by 1 second. I sure am. You know, I've lost like literally 6 or 7 pounds living here. No lie. Just by walking the house alone, I've lost 6, 7 pounds. I'll just say 7. I love this place. It's my pride and fucking joy. Went from a hotel to living in this. I used to live in a fucking hotel. Let me not cry. Let me stop. What did I come to do? I got sidetracked by my humble moment. 1 second. How beautiful. Of course, my favorite room that's a mess. Oh, hot mess. It's because of this thing right here. And it's not his fault. It's my fault. And so, I love it. Wish I could show y'all the star ceiling, but it's not showing up on camera good. Actually, let's see. It doesn't show that great on camera, but star ceiling. Okay, all right. Let's see. So, what did I come to do? Oh yeah, to get the other phone. Okay. Let me see if I can change the lights on my. They're still working on the pool. It's not fully done yet. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get the lights to work. They're still working on it, so. All right. I don't want to change the colors right now because it acts funky, but literally, so I have a red pool. Look, it matches Christmas theme. And a green pool and a red jacuzzi. I did say I wanted the house like this. I sure did. A big monster. Please, bugs, leave me alone if you're out here. There's the Homer Simpson donut float. It always reminds me of Homer Simpson's donut. Look at that big monster. 3 stories. Of course I have black friends. I'm black myself. And it's very private. Look, only woods behind me, which is great. I'm in love. Was it showing good or was it choppy? Because I don't get good reception back here. Was it choppy? Chucky is in Las Vegas, unfortunately. I would turn my pond on, but it's too cold to have it on. But there's my pond and waterfall. I love this place. There's the lights. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. I didn't show y'all pretty much the whole thing. There's no point in showing you the rooms upstairs. I keep a little bit of it private. At this point, it's like, you know what I struggle with the most though? Keeping all the 8 bathrooms clean. There's 8 bathrooms and 1 outside. Yeah, I have 1 outside in the pool area. Keeping them bitches clean is a full-time job. Because even if you're not using it, it can still rust and get the lime scale. So you have to, it's like annoying. It's annoying. I like flexing. It's my favorite thing to do. It's my favorite thing to do. For long, I didn't, you know what? I didn't feel important growing up. I didn't. I'm gonna be real with you. I felt very, what's the word, disenfranchised. I felt poor, and I was poor. I was on food stamps growing up. The only presents I would get for Christmas is ones that were donated. I don't want to cry. Let me stop. Why do y'all do this to me? Literally everything we have to get church food, food pantry. What is that called? The food pantry, and to go from all of that to this. To this day, I can't believe it. To this day, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. There's not a day that goes by. In fact, I did an intro. I can't say that because I want to mess up my party plans. Okay, 1 second. I ain't gonna say that. Well, that's a neat effect. They might get it in time, but that's neat. Look at that. I love that. That is so cool. Okay, but to this day, I can't believe that I'm Tyler Terrell. Like, I wake up and go, how the fuck is this my life? And that's not even to flex or nothing. That's the real shit right there. Like my Aunt Shirley said, and RIP Aunt Shirley, but she told me one time I called her from Las Vegas, because even then I was doing good, like 5-6 years ago, right? And she said, my Aunt Shirley, she said, Tyler, you done went and outdid us all. I said, what, Shirley? She goes, Tyler, you done outdid us all. And thank you, Shirley, for that acknowledgement. You know, like she passed away last year, so RIP Aunt Shirley. But literally years ago, I had just landed in Vegas. Like not landed, I actually drove there. I didn't land on a plane my first time in Vegas. I drove to Vegas from literally Georgia to Las Vegas, no lie. And that was like a 3-day trip, 2-3 day trip. And she says, Tyler, I gotta tell you, you know, you done outdid us all. So you done outdid us all. And that made me feel really good. And I'll never forget her saying that. So yes, my favorite food is French fries. I love French fries. They're the reason why I'm fat. Is French fries. I love French fries. If I could have French fries for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snack, and for a late night snack too, I'll have it. I don't do that obviously because it's not good for my health and I'm getting up there in age. But if it was up to me, I'd eat fries for every single serving, every single meal. And so I'd love French fries with my breakfast, French fries for my lunch, French fries for dinner. It's my favorite food. So tell us what you did before Tyler's Tarot and how did you get so successful? Tell us the secret. I want my own mansion, says Margaret. I think I said that right. Let me tell you how to crack the code. And I've said this many times. First off, I'll answer your first question. What did I do before Tyler's Tarot? I did many odd jobs. I worked at Ingles Grocery. I worked at Kroger's Grocery. That's a East Coast brand. I worked at the hospital and the cafeteria at North Fulton Hospital. Yeah, shout out North Fulton Hospital. I used to work there. Also the hospital that Whitney Houston used to come to a lot, and Bobby Brown. I actually saw Bobby Brown at that hospital once. That's trivia for you. Where else did I work? Shit. Also saw Bazaar from D12 at Kroger. I actually got his autograph. Or my brother has the autograph. I don't know if he ever kept it or not. Okay, so I worked at Kroger. I worked at North Fulton Hospital in the cafeteria. No way, you worked at North Fulton, when? Also, I worked at, where else did I work? Oh yeah, I worked at this manufacturing company years ago where they made floor pads, right? But then I worked at another factory before Tyler's Tarot. I worked at a factory that made Nissan carpets for the car. Nissan carpets for the, oh, so you worked there after I did. I worked at North Fulton in 2011. I think I was there from 2010 to like 2012. No. Yeah, like 2009, 10, 11, I worked there. So in the cafeteria. But then I worked, the last job I had, like I said, I worked at a car factory making car carpets for Nissan Versa, Nissan Altima. I think they did Versa, Altima, and another one, Maxima. They did Maxima, the carpets. And so I got so tired of that factory job, it was like a sweatshop. And I just got so tired of it. I worked there for like 3 years. I was fed up. I think I worked there from 2013 to like 2016, maybe a little bit longer than that. And I was fed the fuck up with that damn job. I was so tired of it. And I kept getting this call because I had come across the YouTube community, the tarot community. I come across the tarot community. And the tarot community then was not what it is now. People didn't show their faces that much. They just showed their hands, shuffling the cards and laying it out, all that stuff, right? And I kept having this like call to do it. But I said, Tyler, who the fuck would take you serious pulling cards? But I was so enamored by it. I've always been into the weird, funky, crazy Ouija boards. I have tons of Ouija boards I collect. I have like over 30 Ouija boards, no lie, maybe 25, 30 Ouija boards. And I've always been into the weird and macabre and the voodoo dolls and the scary stuff and the relics that are haunted and weird demonic items. I'm not a demon worshiper, but I'm into weird and funky, and I'm always into the villains. I always love villains. And so I've always been into the dark side of things, right? And so I come across the YouTube tarot community back in 2014, I think it was. And I was still working at the factory. And I would watch these videos religiously. I would watch these videos religiously, right? And I kept getting this intuitive nudge, Tyler, you need to do this. But every time that I would even entertain the thought of doing it, I would go, no, it's probably not best to do that. No, nobody's gonna pay me any mind, blah, blah, blah. They're not gonna pay me any mind. And actually, I worked at North Fulton in 2008-9. I think it was 2009 I started working there. My bad, I had to correct the time frame. It's been so long. I'm getting up there in age. But anyways, I said, nobody's gonna take me seriously doing that. And it's gonna be stupid, I'm gonna look dumb, all that. So, this job was just not working out for me, this factory job. I just did not wanna be there. And it's like the universe did not want me to go to that job anymore. Because every time I would go, or I started noticing that I would be late and not trying to be late. I would wake up, the alarm clock didn't wake me up. My tire went flat. My brother actually had to come over and repair my car once, because if it wasn't for him, I would have literally been without a job. He came over and repaired the starter on my car, him and his friend. And it was like everything was trying to keep me from going to that job. And it kept saying, you need to do the tarot thing. You need to do it. You need to do it. And I kept ignoring it. So at this job, I've told this story a million times, but I always have new subscribers that may want to hear the story of the come up. So who in here is invested in this story? Who in here is invested in this story? Is anybody? Okay. So, like I said, I kept getting this nudge. And so there'd be times, and I've told this story a million times, but I'm gonna tell you again like you're a brand new watcher, all right? So listen in again if you have to, or listen for the first time. I never will forget the first time I got the literal song that changed my life. Thank you, Mel, for that 10. Thank you so much for that, Mel. I, one time, didn't have money for food for lunch. I was making maybe $250, $275 a week at this damn factory job, no lie. Minimum wage in Georgia is pretty low. Keep that in mind. At that time, it was really low. I don't know what it is now. I'm so out of touch. But I could not afford food throughout the week. All I could afford was, that's why I was so skinny when I popped up on the scene. That's why I was skinny as a rail when y'all first saw my first videos. I was skinny as a rail. Skinny. I didn't have nothing to eat. And so one time on my lunch break, I said, you know what? I don't want to go sit in the lunch area because I don't want to show up and sit at the damn table and I don't have no food. They're going to probably know I don't have no food. I just was embarrassed. So I went out to my car. I said, let me go out to my car and have a cigarette. Because at that time I smoked cigarettes. So I went out to my car and something said for me to turn the radio on. Something made me feel like I should turn the radio on. And I turned it on. And keep in mind, I already had this feeling I should do this tarot channel, but I turned on the radio and like clockwork, I heard, you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. Because don't you know you're the one who can put out the fire. You know darn well when you cast your spell, you'll get your way. You'll hypnotize with your eyes. A heart of stone can turn to clay. And I started listening. I'm like, what? I said, what clockwork is that? Because I had just thought about, okay, I got to do this channel, right? And you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. Because don't you know you're the one who can put out the fire. You know darn well when you cast your spell, you'll get your way. You'll hypnotize with your eyes. A heart of stone can turn to clay. Every day I hypnotize y'all with my readings, my eyes, and I have y'all captivated. Look at my views on my channel. Not being arrogant, I'm just kind of saying that song came into play. So I thought, well, that's clearly a one-off. Like that song's a one-off. I just happened to turn it on at the right time the song was playing. So I'd go into Walgreens, Walmart, and over the Muzak, the intercom would be, you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic, thanks Divine Karma. Because don't you know you're the one who can put out the fire? You know darn well when you cast your spell, you'll get your way. You'll hypnotize with your eyes. Of heart of stone can turn to clay. I didn't even know of this song before I started hearing it. I wasn't around when this song came out. I was born in 1989. That's from like the 60s and 70s. So I said, you know what, let's do this channel. I upload 3 videos one day before I went to work. I thought nothing of it. I put an Aries video up and maybe a Gemini. I forget the exact 3 ones I did. I know Aries was a part of it because I'm an Aries myself. So I put up Aries and 2 other signs. I went to work. I clock in, I'm at work, and on my lunch break, I think I had a little bit of money, or maybe at one point I had to choose between a pack of cigarettes or a cheeseburger. But anyways, so I went to, on lunch break, I went to Quick Trip, and I actually showed that Quick Trip on a video I did where I was riding around looking at my old stomping grounds, and I showed y'all the Quick Trip, right? And I went to the Quick Trip, got whatever I needed to get, and I checked on my phone what the videos were doing, and I log into YouTube Studios. I had 800 subscribers in one day. And my views already had like 4,000 or 5,000 videos. Sorry, 4,000, 5,000 views on those videos per video. And I freaked out. I went back to work. I clocked back in. I told my friend $2 Wig and all the other people, I'm like, yo, my videos are popping off. And it was like, oh, cool, cool. I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this full time. And they were not enthused, clearly. I wonder how they feel now. I know they still watch. But everybody was just like, kind of like, not really that enamored by it. They didn't care. But I remember saying, y'all, my videos are popping off. They're popping off. I said, I just uploaded 3 today, and oh my God. So me being the Taurus rising I am, and I don't always rely on my Aries energy to be impatient. I said, but Tyler, you can't quit your job right now. You can't quit your job. Okay, this may be popping off on your first day, but how is this going to last going forward? So, wait, am I being too long-winded, or do you want me to give you a smaller version, or do you want me to just go in? I said, Tyler, you can't just quit this and just rely on this. You don't know if this has longevity to it. Little did I know it, 10 years later, here I am. But, so, I still kept the job. So, keep in mind, at this job, you get 6 points. You get half a point if you're late, and you get a full point if you are absent. If you hit 6 points, you're gone. They fire you. I had 5.5 points. I said, Tyler, you can't be late or absent, or you're gone, because you only have 5.5 points. You have 5.5 points. That means you have half a point left. So whether I'm absent or if I'm late, I'm gonna be fired. So Tyler Tarot's starting to pop off a little bit, but it wasn't enough to convince me to quit my job. And I set all these alarms to wake up for work one morning, maybe 2 weeks into Tyler Tarot's start. And I wake up at 4:50 a.m. I had to be at work at 5 a.m. I lived 8 minutes down the road from my job. I jumped the fuck up at 4:50 a.m. I jumped up, put on my work vest, and I didn't even do my hair. I put like something on the top of my head, and I dashed to my car. And I shit you not, it's only an 8-minute drive, but something did not want me to get to the job that day. And I gunned it. I went like 80 miles an hour on the freeway in a 60 or a 65. I was probably going 80 on Highway 75 north, all right? 575, I think it was. I'm gunning it. And I get to the parking lot of the job, and the only parking spot left was one far away from the damn building, right? That's my luck. So I'm trying to gun it. It's like 4:59 at that point. I'm gunning it. I'm running, trying to get to the time clock before I could get in from that big ass parking lot into the thing, it was 5:01 a.m. It had just switched to 5:01 a.m. I didn't bother clocking in. I didn't bother pass and go. I didn't bother collecting 200. I just walked out. And my friend and $2 Wig called me later. Y'all know the warts on your pussy story. I ain't gonna tell that again. I've already humiliated that girl before. I'm not gonna humiliate her again. But $2 Wig said, they said you could have kept your job if you had just clocked in. They would have cut you some slack. I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to do Tyler's Tarot and to be done with it. And then I got the police called on me on the day I got fired. And y'all know that story. You know what? I may tell it again. Who wants me to tell it again? I don't want to emulate this girl any longer. I really don't, because I feel like she's still bitter about it, or she may be still bitter about it. Okay. I had issues with these two employees that were a couple. It was this man and woman. They were a couple. And I didn't have a problem with the woman employee until I went off on her boyfriend because of the way he was saying something, or he was getting on my nerves. I can't even remember. But he was irritating the fuck out of me. So I walked over to his department one day and said, you got a fucking problem. I confronted him on the job. And I was for sure I was gonna get fired for that, but they didn't fire me. I was always in human resources for cussing people out. People think that me cussing people out is an act. And my brother himself says that when people know that I'm his brother, they go, is he really like that? And Keegan has to go, yeah, he's really like that. That's not a show. He will snap. Like, he's told me, he says, I've had to tell people, like, they go, Tyler Terrell's your brother, right? Is he really like that? And he goes, yeah, he will snap. That's not a show that you're seeing on the camera. So I snapped on his ass at work, this guy. I had no problem with her until I went off on her boyfriend, right? And she started to try to taunt me. And I had to not taunt her back because I was like, if I get in trouble one more time, I'm losing this job. I was in human resources too much for cussing folks out, going off, snapping, right? Well, she starts to taunt me, but I can't get her back. And I said to $2 Wig can vouch. I said, $2 Wig, if I ever lose this fucking job, I am getting this bitch back. I said, I don't care what happens, I'm getting her ass back, period, point blank, period, right? Next thing I know, I get fired. I said, it's time to get bitch back. I'm gonna call her Penelope. That's not a real name, but I don't put people on blast like that. I don't wanna get sued either. So, Penelope, I got fired, I got home. I was a little upset that I lost my job, but I was hoping that Tyler Terrell would work out. And I said, I'm gonna get this bitch back. So I found her Facebook. Who in here is invested? Y'all have to be invested. It's 528 in the room, and y'all are also, the room's building. Who in here is invested? Okay, am I a good storyteller? Okay. I said, I gotta get Penelope back. I find her Facebook, and this is the same day I got fired. I had just got home from me being fired, right? I find her Facebook, and I send her a message, and I said, Penelope, I said, if you see people looking at you funky today, I said, it's because I told people that you had warts on your pussy. Don't be alarmed if you see people looking at you funny and laughing and snickering. I said, it's just that I told them that you had warts on your pussy. And I left it at that. Next thing I know, I get a call from $2 Wig. She said, Tyler, what in the hell did you say to that girl? I said, what? She said, the cops are here. You know how Craig in the movie Friday, they say, how do you get fired on your day off? Well, my version of that is, how do you get the police called on you on the day you get fired? After you get fired and go home. I ain't even at the facility no more. I'm not even at the factory no more, and the police got called. How you gonna get the police called on you when you got fired and you're not even there at the work? So she said, the police is here. I said, what? And I'm like, what? And I was kind of snickering. I really was. I was a little like, oh shit. She said, I'll call you back. She said, I can't talk right now. We're back on, I just had to call you and let you know. I said, let me know what goes on. So she called me back about maybe 30 minutes to an hour later. And she said, well, the cops are going. And she said, they told her that there's nothing they could do because you didn't make a threat. It was a statement. I said, I think she thinks I'm dumb enough to make a threat. All I said was, I told people that you had warts on your pussy. And if you see people snickering and laughing and giggling, it's because I told them that you had warts on your pussy. And that struck a chord in her, apparently. And the thing is, they told her that there's nothing they can do because it wasn't a threat, it was a statement. They said, ma'am, that's not a threat, that's a statement. But I think they told her, if he messages you again, we can get him on harassment. But they said it's a statement. And I had never messaged her before. I was just trying to get her back. And so That's why you don't mess with me. Look, you know how karma never misses an address? I never miss an address. And so, anyways, let's get back to so I get fired, and I'm forced to put Tyler Tarot as the main focus for my income, and I'm freaking out. And I started doing personal reads. I don't have to do them anymore, but at the time, and people started booking me. And I said, Tyler, you know what? You're going to make it. And I could cry right now. Oh, God, I mean, no. 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 Okay. I said, Tyler, you're gonna do this. You're going to do this. I was freaking out because I don't have a job no more. Who can rely on YouTube? Nobody. At that time, I'm thinking, nobody. Nobody. And I started thinking about that magic song. I said, you know what? I can do magic. That wasn't a coincidence, me hearing that. I can do magic. So I start doing Tyler's Tarot, and the numbers start to grow. The checks start getting bigger. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take my family out for a celebratory dinner of my success, and I'm going to pay for everybody's meal at this dinner. I can do that now. Because I don't dance now. I make money moves, right? Because they gave a bitch two options, stripping or lose. I used to dance in a club right across from my school. I said dance, not fuck. I can't even get into that again, all right? So I take my family out to this celebratory dinner. Thank you for reminding me, thank you. And my sister, I had told her about this magic song, right? And I said, I keep hearing this everywhere. I think it's a sign, And she's like, okay, yeah, okay. So, I hope so, Carol Wilson. So we go to the celebratory dinner, and I said, I'm paying for all y'all's dinner. I don't care what the tab is, I'm paying. I got it. Everybody orders their food. We put the order in, the waitress takes our order, and over the intercom, you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. Because don't you know you're the one who can put out the fire? You know darn well when you cast your spell, you'll get your way. You'll hypnotize with your eyes. A heart of stone can turn to clay. Do-do-do. I can't remember the whole bridge, and my sister goes, Tyler, that's that song. I said, it sure fucking is, and we were listening. She said, that's that song you was telling me about. And it happened at the exact moment we put the orders in, and I'm there for the celebratory dinner of me being successful and me being able to pay for everybody's dinner or everybody's lunch, whatever it was. And they knew that was what it was for. We was there to celebrate the fact that I'm able to pay for their meal. As I invited everybody to the dinner. I said, come to the dinner, come to it, I'm paying. And I knew at that moment that I was gonna be all right. I knew I was gonna be all right. I knew it. I said, you're gonna be all right. And I don't want to cry. I'm trying not to cry. But that was very a testing moment. It was. And folks, I got to tell you, I can't tell you enough how you have it within you to tap into a part of yourself that can achieve the unbelievable. I used to go into a mirror and chant and act like I was this well-known person that gets walked up to and asked for autographs. That happens to me. You want a selfie? Not right now. No, I'll take a selfie, but make sure you don't get this side. This is my good side. And I would play it out in the mirror. I don't really feel like signing up right now. I'm with my family. This is a private restaurant. Why would you walk up to me as I'm having dinner though? Like, why didn't you wait till I was outside? I'm not signing anything right now. And guess what? My mama's been with me in Florida. It happens all the time, but there was this one time in Florida, lady walks up to my table and goes, Tyler, I love you. I can't have a picture with you. I love you. And my mama got to witness it. And she's witnessed me get recognized everywhere. We were in McDonald's recently, and the lady literally was frozen in place. She couldn't believe it was me. She said, Tyler, I knew that was you based off the back of your head. I knew that was you. She walked around. She says, you are not fucking Tyler's Tarot, literally. That's how she introduced herself to me. We're at McDonald's in Fort Valley, Georgia, and in the middle of nowhere, and she comes up behind me. I'm using the kiosk, and she goes, you are not fucking Tyler's Tarot. I said, yeah, I am. And the exact stuff I used to chant into the mirror now happens to me. I used to chant into the mirror that I'd be in a big giant mansion one day. It's happened to me. You have to tap into a part of yourself that can do the unbelievable. Think what's impossible, think that it is possible, I'm telling you. And follow that gut intuition that tells you what you need to be doing. You are not meant to just live mediocre. That's not what you're meant for. People that live mediocre, oh my God, thank you so much for the 100. Robert, you always come through. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, Robert. I appreciate you. And it was cool meeting you that time. It was cool meeting you. I met Robert in person. He's a cool guy. Thank you so much again. I don't want to let's go on to the next thing and not make you think I'm not thankful. I'm very thankful. Thank you so much. But you have to tap into a part of you that can do the unbelievable. You are not meant to be mediocre. What believes that you are meant for that is your own self-doubt and the self-deprecation, whatever you want to call it. You can do the unthinkable. You want to be a YouTube star, you can do that, but it's not going to happen overnight. You want to be a top-notch lawyer, you can do that, but you got to put in the work. It's you that limit yourself. And that's what I've learned. I've learned that what was limiting me all those years was my own self-doubt. Well, Tyler, you can't make it out of Georgia. You're a Georgia boy. You're a Southern boy. You ain't going to make it out of Georgia. I've stayed in California. I have a house in Las Vegas, still have it. I have a house in Georgia now. And I plan in the future to have more houses if the universe allows that, and I believe it will. You have to tap into that part of you that can do the unbelievable. And I want you to believe, just like you're saying, Miss Panama, I want you to believe that that's already happening to you. I used to go into the mirror and act like I was already a star. I was a star in that mirror. I had a mansion in that mirror. Mirror magic's a real thing. I believe that. I would never date anyone that does tarot, no. Never. But yeah, that you have to think that you can do the unthinkable and the unbelievable. So you can do it, but you can't expect, and this is what I tell folks that talk to me, personal friends, colleagues, whatever you want to call it. You can't go into something thinking that you're going to have overnight success. That does not happen to people. Usually something that starts, okay, let me tell you this way. For those people, think about all those ones that were one-hit wonders or people where their channel started off really good at first, fast, they had fast growth. Where do you see them now? What starts fast usually don't last. You have to have, what is it called? Consistency. You got to have consistency. You can't expect to do something and for it to build overnight. That's the biggest mistake people make. They think it's going to be instant success. They think by uploading one video or doing one course or you did one college class, I'm supposed to be, why am I not a lawyer by now? Why am I not a YouTube star by now? Why am I not this? Why am I not an influencer by now? You have to put in the work. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It doesn't happen like that. And usually when it happens like that, when somebody's a one-hit wonder or they get a one viral video, they don't last long. What's built to last will last. And what is that saying? What's built to last don't happen fast. Actually, that's not the saying, but that's my own twist on it. What's built to last is not going to happen fast. I'm still 10 years into the game. I'm not where I want to be. I want to be at 1 million subscribers. But guess what? I'm still doing good at the subscriber amount I have. So what's built to last is not going to happen fast. Guaranteed. You Can Do Magic by America is that song. I think that's the one you're referring to. You Can Do Magic by America. Well, I tour to Europe. Not anytime soon, but it's not off my list. I'll put it that way. And keep in mind, right there, slow and steady wins the race. What's built to last don't happen fast, and what happens fast usually doesn't last. Keep that in mind. What's built to last won't happen fast, but what happens fast usually doesn't last. How many times have you seen people have a sudden rise and a sudden fall? That's just a fly-by-night moment. That's a flash in the pan. Every day I put out hits. All my all signs are hits. Look at the last 5 all signs I've done, 100,000 plus. I built on that. Took 10 years to have consistent views like that. You see what I'm saying? And I stay at it. I stay at it. And maybe you needed to hear this message tonight. See what I'm saying? Well, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the 100. I really appreciate that. But before I end this video, I want to say there's 2 spots available for the all-nighter at Tyler's. It's on January 17th in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 26 minutes from the airport. It's $249 for the spot, and it's only 20 people coming. So so I get to talk to you. We hang out for 9 hours, have a good time, listen to music, sit in the theater, talk, maybe watch a movie, whatever the case may be, but hang out all day. And there's 2 spots that became available last night. So if you want that spot, email me at tylerstarot@gmail.com. That's tylerstarot@gmail.com. Once again, it's tylerstarot@gmail.com if you want to claim one of those 2 spots or claim them both. All right, bye y'all, see ya. Thanks again, Robert.